It's
Hey,
just,
we hit 12 cents, by the way.
yeah. So obviously this news, and if you want to go ahead and pull the chart back up, Ewok, we can take a look at that as well. So obviously this news slungshot the HEX price here over the last hour. Throughout the day, I mean, obviously it already had been trading extremely bullishly. I don't know, if you've been looking at anything for even the last 3 months, I mean, it's been very bullish, obviously, for HEX. We're 3 months about to the day off of the lows because it was the week of Christmas. So I'll never really forget that period. And I mean, we've been basically oscillating between 9 and 10 cents here for a few days. And then you see that God green candle right now that you have up, Ewok. And yeah, just crossing 12 cents here off the news.
Yep.
So what do you make of this? I mean, the thumbnail tonight, and we were going to wait. I was going to wait to get to this towards kind of the second half of the show, but we obviously had to lead with this story.
Sure. Why wait?
Well, yeah. Well, and part of my question was going to be like, in the short term, when V3 is officially announced, what do you think the price will do? Well, now we're actually living it live. So I don't even necessarily have to ask you that. But, I mean, the effects of this could go on for a few days and weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of give me a review of what you've seen with the HEX price since the lows in December, around 1.5 to 1.9 cents. And look, at this point, I know I'm taking a victory lap here and stuff, but like, if you didn't buy those lows, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, like, you just capitulated, or you weren't focusing. I mean, because it wasn't a fleeting moment. It was the entire week. And I know I've said this before, but like, it was the entire week of Christmas. It was a time, whatever, there's, not even a lot going on. You had plenty of time to be buying. If you wanted to buy 2-cent HEX or likely lower, you could have done it at that time. And a lot of people didn't. So, that's never coming back. But
no, it's not. And I think a lot of people were waiting for penny or under, and it never happened. And now it got to, it got away from them. It got to 5 cents, and now they're pissed that they missed their penny, and they're like, well, I'll wait. And then it got to 7 cents, and they're like, well, okay, I'll wait till it pulls back to 5. And so these people are doing this to themselves, talking themselves into, well, instead of just pushing the button and doing it, they're talking themselves into maybe catching a dip. And man, with the news now, I still think my target of 15 to 20 cents by the time we go live is very possible. You saw what happened here in the last 45 minutes maybe. We ran pretty much from mid 10.5 cents, and now we're at 12. So, and you got to remember, half the world's asleep right now. So, yeah, it could get away from people. And I just think that mentally, every time they would see the price go up, they would say, all right, well, maybe I'll get in on a pullback. And they just keep talking themselves out of it for some reason, rather than doing what we've always kind of suggested, and that's dollar costing in at certain levels. Just throw a little in every paycheck, or do whatever you want. Again, no financial advice, but if you're trying to catch some dips, you should be buying more regularly than just waiting for something to go all in with. It's just not a smart move, because when the price runs, it gets away from you and you'll never get it back. We may never, ever see these levels again. Now, when PulseChain launches, we get the free copy. You may see a pullback then, but no guarantee, because this is all kind of new, right? We don't know what's going to happen. It could balance itself out like a stock split, and technically split itself in half. But at that point, you're going to miss the copy. So what are you really waiting for? Is it, the pullback that happens may just leave you behind anyway, because now you only have one of them. So,
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's basically, like, I think people were just overthinking things. Like, there's so many ways to play this, but there's not a lot of ways to fail. And if you're failing, like, with all the different options to play this that we've had over the last, basically since you knew the PulseChain was even a thing and that a copy was going to be possible. I mean, like, we've talked for a year and a half since we've been doing the show, that the play was really just to buy HEX. I mean, clearly that's always been the thing, because you're going to get the copy in the end. And Yeah, I think people just were so interested in timing the bottoms, and we're going to talk about like market psychology and stuff like that as we go on through the show tonight because um, it's a lot. Even me saying this won't change people's minds. Like it's a lot harder to make those buys among the red candles and all the bad news. It's much easier said than done. I mean,
Yeah.
like you feel, actual, butterflies in your stomach, like physical pain whenever you're doing that stuff because you always think you're catching a falling knife and it's going to go lower. And to your point, Ewok, about DCAing, if there's something that you're not in yet, or maybe it's a different level of price for HEX as it's going up or going down or whatever, just take a position. Like if like by the next time I get paid, like if you have $1,000 or something like that, just put a third of it in because it's going to calm you down regardless of where the price goes. Like
Right.
whether it shoots up even more, it's like, oh, cool, man. Well, at least I got in a little bit on that lower floor. Or if it, goes back down, it's like, well, I can take it. Either way, it's going to make you feel more comfortable because you at least got a leg in the door. So doing that, like you were saying, Ewok, yeah, you can't put the whole kit and caboodle on one price target. Otherwise, your capo of crypto or whatever his name is on Twitter that still is waiting for 10K. So, yeah, you can't just time it all. Get your leg in the door. I agree with you.
HEXPassiveIncome.com. My friend Crypto Coffee has created what I think is probably the best course for a new cryptocurrency investor. Not only that, but these courses usually charge an arm and a leg. Crypto Coffee is only charging $200. I think right now he actually has a discount for $150. I have a link below in the description. If you are new to crypto, do not understand HEX and how it works, click the link below. It's a quick, easy course. He only gives you the basics. I personally, myself, have thought about creating an intro to crypto course in the past. I don't think there's any reason to do so because Matt, Crypto Coffee, has already taken care of that. And I don't think anything needs to be added by anybody else. So check it out. The link is in the description and sign up to HEX Passive Income today.
Yep.
So
yeah, I agree. And there's nothing wrong with buying now either. I mean, we are going to go higher. Richard has always said, what's 10 cents when you're on the way to 100 anyway, $100. So,
right.
It does hurt the X's. Yeah. If you could have gotten at 1.7 cents or 2 cents, even that's a 5X, 6X now from 2 cents. Now that we're at 12. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, you're slowly dwindling away just by waiting. The chances of more X's in returns.
And think about, like, for anybody who's worried about FOMOing in right at this very moment, which if that's you, then okay. But remember, like, there are people still, smart people that bought at 50 cents a year and a half ago. So I mean, you're still getting coins upon coins that, based on that buy right now than what they got. So perspective, like you said.
Yeah, and hopefully some of those people that did that, dollar costed a little bit more on the way down to lower that average buy-in price. That's kind of the idea when you buy high and something starts to go down. If you have faith in it and you believe in what it is, which, you and I obviously do. I can't speak for everybody. It could eventually go to zero. We just don't know. But when you have strong faith about a product like this, the smart thing is to dollar cost on the way down to lower your average buy-in price. So when it does rocket back up, you're not sitting at 50 cent average anymore. You're more like 10, 15, whatever it may be.
Right.